Is Jesus real? Some people don't think he is. Did he really ever exist? Is God real? I don't know. Or is religion all just made up? Coming up on the Mark G Show. Let's go. Oh, shit.
Damn. Hold on. I have to go out because that fucking goddamn screen's in front of me.
Because he doesn't know how to read or comprehend.
You've known them to run their mouths about politics. Politics, schmalitics. Well, little did you know, they can run their mouths about other stuff as well. This is the Mark G Show. They have a natural curiosity about just about everything, from aliens, the paranormal, to the biggest natural disasters that have ever occurred on planet Earth, and everything in between. Two brothers from another mother ripping it up. And, oh no, we don't record the show. We have the balls to do it live. Call into the show at 207-370-5852. That's 207-370-5852. Be a part of the show. Let's do it. This is the Mark G Show. And now your hosts, Mark G and Gary G. You've known them to run their mouths about politics.
X as well as TikTok. Before we even get through the introductions, I'm so getting this out of the way now because I have a feeling I know where the show's going tonight. Folks, everything that you're going to hear tonight on the Mark G Show are the opinions of the views of myself, my brother, and Zach, as well as any guests that may call into the show today. Please know that this show is for entertainment purposes only, folks. Once again, it is for entertainment purposes only. So let me go ahead and get some introductions out of the way. I got my brother from another mother who needs a little Midol in his life today. Gary, what's going on, my man?
What's Midol, Mark? How do you know what Midol is? Did you read and comprehend what the name of the drug is? Huh? Hello.
Down here below, we got Zach, who's turning 53 this week. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. He's the man with all the sugar mamas out on TikTok land. Zach, what's going on?
Hey, if I'm turning 53, I look damn fucking good.
That's why all the grannies keep chasing you.
Yeah,
man.
And Mark, how'd you know when my birthday is if you can't fucking comprehend shit?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, before this show started, maybe I worded it wrong to my fro head of a brother over here, but what I was trying to tell him was I cannot retain information that well. That's what I meant to say. Maybe not read and comprehend. I don't like reading. I hate reading. And I'd much rather watch to retain information versus read and retaining.
So
maybe that's how I should word it. Maybe that's how I should word it.
It's a preference.
It's not a preference.
It's a preference.
No.
You just said you don't like reading. You'd rather watch. So it's not that you don't know how to read and retain.
I know how to read.
Prefer not to.
But when I see, listen, back in even high school and even now, I cannot take tests. If I read and study for a test, I cannot retain that information.
I don't buy it for a second. You buy, you get shit.
Lazy. I just cannot retain information.
Because you have to retain, you have to comprehend and retain the information in order to do all the stuff you're doing.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Mark, you wouldn't have a podcast with all these fancy widgets and gadgets and all this shit going off if you didn't know how to comprehend and retain information to make it happen.
I self-learned a lot of this shit.
By comprehending and retaining information.
We got my brother a little bit fired up tonight, folks. But listen, the reason why I'm doing this podcast tonight, folks, so the topic that we're doing tonight is there is an interesting podcast, and I advise everybody after you're done listening to this one, definitely go check out Joe Rogan and his interview with Pat Williams. It's very interesting, and it opened up my eyes. And this is one of the reasons why we're coming up to a little bit of an argument tonight is because both Zach and Gary, I asked them if they could watch a 3-hour podcast with Joe Rogan and Pat Williams to come up with this podcast, because it opened up a lot of stuff to me, opened up a few questions to me, whether or not, hey, is faith just what it is faith for you to believe in something of a higher power, but does it truly exist? And that is the question to have, because there are so many theories on the human evolution, such as, are we aliens? Gary still wants to say something right now. So
Oh man,
go for
itching.
it.
I'm
Go for
fucking itching, man.
Why?
So did you watch this podcast and it turned you atheist or what?
No, it did not turn me atheist, but it really does make you wonder, though. Like, okay, so the earliest writings of Jesus, the person didn't even know Jesus. It's not that I'm atheist. Listen, I do believe in God, but it does make you question certain things. It does make you question it. How do they know? Like you said, it's the stories, right? But are we truly? Did we? Is God and Jesus from another universe? Were they aliens and they found Earth because something happened in another planet, and that's who our God is? That's what I mean.
Well, wouldn't heaven be a different realm of existence than good old futile Earth here?
Or is
Sully's already starting shit.
or is heaven what is our feel good? Is hell even exist? Because you got the dark angel, right? Which is what, Lucifer. I don't know, man. It just opened up my eyes and makes me ask questions. That's all. Sully's saying they don't exist. So Sully is telling me that he doesn't believe in this at all. So Sully must be atheist.
Sully's atheist. That wouldn't. I mean, I guess that would.
That
make
wouldn't
sense.
surprise me.
No.
But no, just
Oh, Sully,
go for it, Zach.
Sully, we had a little discussion about you too, you fuck.
Oh dear God.
But that'll be off of TikTok.
Don't get us bananaed. Remember.
Yeah, we're trying not to get
already
banned.
been
out here.
forewarned here.
Yeah, we've already got a warning on our TikTok prior to the show starting all the other social media platforms. Listen, man. So if you look at the different theories and concept of how we were evolved as humans, right? You got the scientifical version of how we evolved, which is what we evolved from being apes. We were once apes, and the apes evolved into being humans. That's the scientifical one, right?
Sure.
That's how scientists say we have evolved. We were once apes. And then you have the Adam and Eve, which is what the Bible says, that Eve ate that freaking apple, and next thing you know, she got pregnant. An apple got pregnant, which is interesting.
Is that really what happened? She ate an apple and got pregnant.
That is what happened, right? As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, listen, I'm not big on religion. Like, I don't study it, but as far as I know, that's the story. Eve ate the apple. And next thing you know, Jesus is coming out, right? No, Mary. No, what the fuck? Yeah, I have no fucking clue. Mary got pregnant.
You
with
atheist.
Listen,
So
no,
wouldn't it have been nice to like prepare and maybe read a little bit to comprehend and retain, so we could have a discussion here with some dialogue that we know what we're talking about.
Fuck no. I like being lost like a little puppy once in a while. Well,
Zach. How you
Zach.
I
doing,
agree with Gary.
God damn. Oh man.
But no, seriously though, like, so listen, obviously there's the ancient astronaut theory about how we evolved, and it's stemming from interpretations of ancient Sumerian texts. This theory suggests that the Anunnaki, a group of deities, terrestrial beings, genetically engineered early humans to directly intervene in human evolution. So were we created by aliens?
So even if an alien did bioengineer some monkeys, and the first two that were
Or were we
born,
really monkeys?
huh?
Were we really monkeys when we first here? Is there physical proof, or is it just what the scientists have said?
Why is scientists in air quotes?
Because you can't believe all scientists.
Why?
Did you get the jab?
Well, we don't need to. This is
I'm
a
saying, why
hard
can you?
left
Why no,
turn
no? Why can you?
from-
I don't believe in. I don't believe.
You don't believe in
all
science? You
Not
know you're
all,
on a computer that was created by scientists, going over the interweb created by scientists, and you use a phone every day for us to talk shit to each other. Guess who created that, Mark? Scientists.
Steve Jobs.
And
No, he
his
created
data
Microsoft.
scientists.
He's not a scientist. Steve Jobs.
And his data scientists.
Nuclear Assassin. If any of us read the book of Enoch, or well, I can tell you, I didn't read the book.
Mark doesn't
Enoch
read
or
because he
Isaac.
doesn't know how to comprehend or retain information.
Gary is hard hell bent on this about Listen,
You're full of shit.
I am not full of shit. Listen, I can read, yes, but I cannot retain the information that I read. You ask me a day later what I read about, I won't be able to tell you.
But you can watch movies and remember shit.
Sometimes.
Like a photographic memory. One time and he's never got to see it again because he remembers every scene and every line from the movie. But he can't read.
I can't
and
remember every line
retain.
scene, but there's no point in
17
watching the movie
words.
again.
Called bullshit.
Within all of your
Oh,
right,
yep.
What? Bullshit what? Hold on. This is the Bash and Mark episode, I guess. Let's go on it, gentlemen. Come on. I do both read and watch closed captions. See, I cannot read. I do not like reading.
You just read what she said.
Again. You said it again. You don't like it. It doesn't mean you can't
Hey,
fucking do it.
I cannot read it.
Hey, Gary, he just said he can't read, right? But he just read that comment that she
While
said.
reading a comment, right?
Okay, listen, you two fucking nimbuskulls. I said I can fucking read. I just cannot retain the information. Meaning I can read.
How did you get your driver's license, Mark?
Actually got behind the wheel with a freaking learner's permit and drove.
How did you get your learner's permit?
I took a test.
That's weird.
Oh.
What kind of test did you
I didn't
take?
study for it.
What? But you read questions that you had to understand what was
I
going
read
on.
questions and answered the questions.
Huh? That's weird.
Oh
Hey, did you put a disclaimer out yet?
Yeah, I did. But listen, I don't get what the hell you're saying. Listen, I can read, but I cannot retain. You retain. Listen, so retaining the okay, so cannot remember. Maybe remember. Maybe it's my fucking memory. Maybe I'm wording it again wrong. It's my memory. I cannot remember shit. So if I read something today, you ask me tomorrow, I'm not going to remember. Maybe that's how I get a word.
Bullshit.
Facts.
Not facts, dude.
How is
You
it not
read and
facts?
remember shit every day, dude.
No, I don't. What?
You're mistaking like a lack of desire to retain information that you don't find important or valuable to an entire skill set. Like if you're reading something that you're not interested in, no, you're not going to retain it. If you're reading something that you enjoy on a topic of something that you're interested in, you're going to retain it. They've done like studies on this with kids and fucking people for generations, dude. Like you have the ability to read and retain information. You don't want to read. You've already said it. You don't like reading.
Hold on. My wife just actually told me to Google some. There is some people learn better through visuals instead of writing.
Yeah, that's a fact. Some people are better visual learners. Some people are better auditorial learners.
And that's what she's saying is what I have.
Need to learn better by doing. Some people retain information better by reading. But Mark's trying to say that he doesn't have the ability to read something and remember it tomorrow. And I just don't buy that for a fucking second.
Facts. As my wife just says, it's obviously a medical term where you have to Google it. Some people learn better through visuals instead of writing.
Agreed. I'm not disagreeing with that. That is true. But for you to make the claim that you don't have the ability to read something and retain it is horseshit.
Mark, see what you did. Mark, you got Gary all fired up.
I got him
Dude.
fired up over there. Like I see the
Dude.
sweat glands just going crazy on him over there.
It's like, and that's only stemming from a bigger issue of our lack of preparation for the podcast. Because it goes, there's layers to my fucking frustration right now.
You know, we can
Everyone,
all this stuff. So we just shoot the shit about different shit what's going on throughout the weekend.
No,
Listen,
we're talking
everyone
about
don't.
seven-
Whatever the hell you
we're
want
talking
today.
about 7 topics that Mark doesn't know anything about, and we don't know anything about. So he just wants to fire from the hip on some bullshit ape theory. What are we talking about here, Mark?
Different
guys,
things
don't-
to human evolution.
and guys, don't think that we don't love each other because we do.
Listen. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So you're right. I don't know much, but like I said, when I listen to the podcast of Joe Rogan and Cat Williams, it intrigued me, making me wonder about the human evolution, whether or not if we are descendants of aliens versus being created by quote unquote God,
I need 5
or
seconds.
whether we were created from the what was it like from the Atlantis and lost civilization theory. And there goes Gary. He's back.
Oh, so you got the fro out now, and now he's pissed.
No, I had to turn off my heater. This office was cold, and now it's hot as shit because I'm yelling at Mark over here.
Then you should have read about it. I could have read about it, but I wouldn't have been able to talk about it because I would have forgot it.
Yeah, right. But if you watched 17 videos, you'd remember everything that they said.
I would remember bits and pieces.
I fucking hate you so much.
I pay. Just like you two get so hell bent that I don't watch movies. My Book of Enoch removed from Bible explains it all. Mark Nicholas, is there if there's an audiobook, I will listen.
They actually talked about this. This was in the podcast, Mark. You should remember because you were listening to it and you retain everything that you listen to.
Oh, dear.
So Pat Williams brought up the Book of Enoch in the podcast. I'm surprised you don't remember that.
I can't with you today. You are.
You're full of shit, and I'm calling you out on it.
What's on the bingo card?
Thank you.
JT's asking what's on the bingo card.
A lot of shit.
A lot of stuff that really hasn't happened yet. Zach,
Hey, we had a cyber attack.
Yeah, but it's not the cyber attack we were kind of talking about, though.
Still a cyber attack.
Yeah, but we were talking more of a specific wide scale big cyber attack.
Hey, Mark.
In his mouth. Yeah, Zach.
Oh, wait, never mind. It came back. You went black for a second.
Yeah, it's because I minimized the screen real quick, so I had to pull up my desktop. Someone wanted to ask about the bingo card. So I'm bringing back up the 2024 bingo card. Civil War has not happened. Will Smith still hasn't come out as transgendered.
Wait for it.
Zombie apocalypse has not happened yet.
Wait for it.
I mean, there's like fractions of it happening in all the major cities, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to count all liberals as zombies, maybe.
I mean, well, that's one form of zombie. But what about all the fools passing out on Trank and just kind of doing whatever?
That's true, but they're still not zombies. They're not eating people yet. They used to in their own.
Yeah, like you said, yet. This way.
Trump will be president. We got to hold off on that, but although he is starting to, he's winning almost every state as far as that goes. Matter of fact, folks, remember, don't forget.
But took DC.
What's up, JT?
Don't forget, Tuesday is Super Tuesday, so make sure you're out there voting on Tuesday. Possible attempt on a presidential figure. We did not have that, but we did find out there was a hit put out for Tucker Carlson.
Oh, nice.
Is
Gary put meat in his mouth?
He is, like always. Like I said before on one of my TikTok videos, Gary's always shoving meat in his mouth. That's why I'm surprised he has a wife and not a husband. Another one is a new viral outbreak. We have yet to see that. Oh, speaking of new viral outbreak, did you see the new CDC guidelines?
No. What are they?
So the new CDC, the new CDC guidelines as far as
today, Junior,
for COVID is you no longer have to wait 5 days to go back to work. It's once you don't have a fever, it's 24 hours after no fever, you can go back to work.
So you obviously.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make my fever last a full fucking week. Yeah.
So now as long as you don't have a fever, it's 24 hours without a fever, you can go back to work. Same as the flu. So,
yeah, but the thing is, if that's the case, how's your work gonna know that? Like, are they gonna be like, oh, take your temperature, send us a picture of it?
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
I'll put that thermometer on the fucking stove until it's 103.5.
Listen, so yeah, they're just saying, hey, listen, you want to go back to work? It is. So obviously they're telling people it's not as bad. In a sense, listen, you can go back to work.
I mean, it's a good thing they only crippled the global economy over the flu. That's cool, right?
All right, so you got that going on. They just updated our work policy, JT says. So as far as new viral outbreak, we haven't seen any of that. We've heard a bunch of ones that could possibly happen, but nothing like that's happened on the 2024 bingo tag. Now we have we have massive power outages. Both of you guys have sent me messages on these regards to California. We still can't count that because the massive power outages, we can't count that as one because it was still just they always have that in the state of California. So we really can't count.
What about the fucking cell phone outages? That was nationwide.
That wasn't a power outage, though. A cell phone outage is not a power outage, so we can't count that on the bingo card.
Wouldn't that be considered a cyber attack though?
Well, okay, so that has not been confirmed, so we can't count that as a cyber attack because AT&T released a statement saying that was due to a software update on their end.
Oh,
Quote unquote, it was due to a software update. So no, but the FBI is supposedly investigating it. The FBI has not come out with anything in regards to their conclusion on of it. But as far as, oh my God, here we go. Yes, Alexa, I did read about it. On X.
Funny how that works, huh, Alexa?
Ah, dear God. I knew someone was gonna fucking come out. All right, listen, folks, shut up.
Thanks. Thank you, Alexa, for having my back on this. I really appreciate it because I'm fucking pissed about it.
Oh man, I think we should just do a podcast where we shoot the shit. Fuck, talk about things. Just come up and get everybody have a topic, and we'll just talk about it.
How about this? How about the things that you wanted to talk about this week? Let me and Gary research the shit, and we can do it next week.
Oh my God, dude. So I watched that fucking bullshit and wasted my day for nothing. Awesome.
Okay.
Fucking awesome.
Hey, that was just a recommendation. We can still do the shit still.
Well, I'm saying I only asked you guys to watch. You guys didn't have to watch it. I could have blindsided you.
Motherfucker, don't you?
God,
Oh my God.
This motherfucker over here.
You know what? Fuck this.
Dude.
Douglas says cyber attack still ongoing with healthcare systems. Yeah, I have seen that there's the healthcare attack stuff. Zach will be back. I did see that there's what is it? People's healthcare stuff is still down. As far as like, I think the state of Maine, their system is down for people who are on main care. That's all down. They still can't fill prescriptions. They were told pharmacies that they can do 30 days of prescription refills.
Yeah. So what are people gonna do that need their medicine?
Oh, what, Mark? You assumed you assumed I'd be back? Uh huh.
Now you're lagging. But they're what they're doing is because people they cannot charge main care. Main care has authorized all pharmacies in the state of Maine to automatically approve people for up to 30 days of their prescription. Originally,
get your Norco and your Vicodin now, people.
Well, no, there are a lot of cancer patients and stuff like that too that need prescriptions. So that is a big thing. So I mean, can we? So in other words, I think Nuclear is saying that we should scratch off cyber attack because cyber attack did happen on a large scale.
Yeah, seems like it did.
All right, so we'll go ahead and mark off cyber attack as one that actually happened. Then
I hit one. Yes.
Was that you who said cyber attack?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about that. Major food shortages.
Motherfucker, go back and watch the goddamn podcast because I was the one that said it.
I'm messing with you, Zach. I had thyroid removed, so I need to.
Is this literally just get Zach and Gary heated fucking podcast? Is that what?
No, like Gary just came off heated. Like I like you see him shoving meat in his mouth, so I think Gary's just hangry.
I'm so full. My wife just brought me more food, so I'm just gonna eat it.
Of course. Major food shortages that's on the bingo list. We have not seen any major food shortages right now.
But there was like a bunch of cattle that just got killed in Texas or something like that, and then like
the wildfires, right?
Yeah.
But hey, also in that podcast, they're talking about when they got to talking about like the hogs and shit. They're talking about how there's food shortages and all this shit. There's a food shortage still.
There really, but there's not a wide scale food shortage.
There was like a couple.
You're talking about basically like when COVID happened the first time, and there's an ass white paper shortage. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about as far as food shortage goes. But yeah, they're talking about hogs, like you said in that podcast. But they're saying there's plenty out there to hunt.
Lots of them to hunt.
Lots of them to hunt. So I mean, if people really want food, we definitely still got hunting. Just the large majority of the U.S. population doesn't know how to hunt.
Not anymore. They don't.
So that's exactly right.
You just do what Sully does. You take a fucking slingshot and a little BB and you go out to the woods. That's all you do.
No, Sully don't go hunting. He sees a deer and he runs and screams. Oh, it's conspiracy.
Nah, Sully, those are skinwalkers.
Yeah, you don't want to see Sully hunting anyways. He's losing digits by car doors and shit. I can't imagine.
And he's wanting to move back to Ohio, man. He ain't going to last a whole year.
Yeah, I don't know.
So here's something that we screwed up on the bingo list. We have a massive West Coast fire. Guess what did not happen? We did not see a massive West Coast fire, so we
That'll
can't.
be in October.
Okay, we have what we did not put down there is what we should have put down Central America, where Texas had their massive fire.
All that almost went towards that fucking
Nuclear plant, yeah.
nuclear plant. Yeah.
I shared that to you. Said, "Oh, I have nothing to worry about." I'm like, really?
Yeah, he shared it to me. I was in bed. I was like half asleep. I was like, ah, fucking, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, so nucleus. So yeah, nucleus. You say it's attack. Let's talk about the Texas fire, because my wife was asking me about it too. Because some people made comments about it regards to the blue surviving. Biden did state in his thing talking about a house had the right roof on it, and the house that he's talking about had a blue roof. Supposedly, the theory. Remember, this is entertainment purposes only. Please remember that anything that is blue will survive a laser attack.
How?
I don't know how.
Light spectrum.
Okay, so there we go. Gary knows a little bit about this
All
one.
right, so if there's a fucking nuclear attack, I'm gonna go paint my whole body
No,
blue
not
and
a
I'll
Not,
nuclear
survive.
not nuclear, it's laser.
Laser.
Laser
Oh,
technology.
They
laser.
can start. They can shoot lasers from space down to start like fires and stuff like that. That's a speculation and a conspiracy theory on what happened in Hawaii, because there's a lot of stuff that were blue that survived the fires in Hawaii.
And things around them were like completely charred.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna be a fucking Smurf if laser fires start happening.
So then once again, they're like, that's just a major conspiracy theory, right? So there's that speculation. And Biden made a comment though that the house that had the blue roof was the reason why it survives, because it had the right roof on it.
So what about Atlantis, Mark?
Yeah, Mark.
We haven't made. Someone asked us about the damn bingo card, Gary.
Someone asked about one thing about the bingo card. We don't have to go through all 50 things on the bingo card. We watched a 3-hour podcast so you could talk about Atlantis.
Well, I mean, technically, I only watched 40 minutes.
Well, I watched 3 hours of that damn podcast, and Mark has 7 bullet points that he wants to go over.
I fell asleep. So
Oh man, you just threw me off again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
you
son-
can't read.
Gary's having issues though. I think something might have got stuck up his.
No, it's because you can't read and comprehend shit.
Or retain it.
All right, Gary, please take the butt plug out. But let's talk about the bullet point that I have for Atlantis. The bullet point that I have for Atlantis is the advanced prehistoric civilizations, as some theories propose that highly advanced civilizations like Atlantis existed tens of thousands of years ago and played a crucial role in shaping modern humans, either through direct lineage or by imparting knowledge in a technology. These ideas are often linked to mythical stories, but we are finding proof that Atlantis does exist.
In Africa.
Yes, in Africa. And Africa is something that you and Gary pointed out because it was said on the Joe Rogan show. And my wife is looking up to for you too, Gary.
Yeah, it's the Richot structure, whatever it's called. It's the eye of the Sahara.
Yeah, the
There's
Richard
some-
structure.
Yeah, Richot. So there's some guy, Jimmy Corsetti, who's like basically made that his life goal of research, basically to either confirm or debunk this eye of the Sahara being the actual Atlantis.
Yeah, because that was actually named after a French physiologist too. The guy was a French physiologist that came out with it. That was a Nobel Prize winner or receiver, right? Nobel Prize it's not a winner, but they are receiving of the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a concept. What's that?
No, go ahead.
I say there's just another one of those concepts and theories about it, but there's starting to become a lot more proof of the Atlantis.
It's funny, they say that this is one of the fringe claims to be the site of Atlantis, but like Atlantis isn't even like known to whether or not it was even a real place. So wouldn't technically any declaration of a spot of where Atlantis is be fringe?
Yes.
Because it's like it's supposedly not even real, right? So they don't even know if it's even real.
Well, the thing is too, if Atlantis is supposedly underwater, how would they know? Because like, what was it? We heard like only 10% of the ocean has been like discovered. Like we only know 10% of the ocean. So there's still 90% of the ocean that we don't know what's underneath there. What kind of cities, of civilizations that could have been that's buried beneath the ocean.
But are they saying that Atlantis is underwater or that it was washed away?
I thought Atlantis was out by the floods. That was the theory that I heard about Atlantis.
Yeah, and so this reshot structure, the eye of Africa, there's if you look at like the topographical, like the maps, like the from space or whatever, you can see that there was water, massive amounts of water that like deluged over it. And if you
Yeah.
look at the shape of it, the whole thing resembles the exact description of what Atlantis once was, with the mountains to the north. Everything about it just it kind of matches the description.
Mm-hmm. As they're saying, like it's what, like 100 million-year-old dome of like molten like rock or whatever, and it was like eroded by water and wind.
Yeah, as I'm looking at some of the old maps right now of where Atlantis is supposedly at, and it is quite interesting. And it's kind of interesting though to see how many different theories that people have as far as how Atlantis would look. Like some have it as the round city, and there are some too that have it kind of looking like the shape of Florida,
But
which
how
is
would it have it's like it's a city of rings, right? Didn't they say it was
right.
like
Yeah, it's just it's
Yeah.
fun.
So this is what they suspect it looks like.
right? And
Yeah,
if you look at that structure of the eye of the Sahara,
right. And so if you go back to what we were talking about before, right, when I was talking about the Bible, Jesus, and God, Atlantis was supposedly out before Christ, 2156 BC, when Atlantis is out. So how were those people? They were done by Greek gods, right? They're created by Greek gods. What are you laughing about there?
Solly's saying it's not real.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just it's funny because there's so many different stories, so many different theories on the evolution of man. But who I understand that God is somebody that, there's literature about him, but who is God? Was God on this earth physically? Did he create man, or was man created by, were we from another universe? For instance, like that one theory we heard.
Dude, we're from Mars.
Hey, they say that Mars was Gary and I were talking about this as Mars was attacked once by a nuclear fallout, and everybody left Mars to come to Earth because Earth was the next suitable land to live on.
Like there's a reason why the movie is called When Mars Attacks.
Mark didn't watch that because it's more than 5 years old.
That's
Okay,
true.
you guys, let's not talk about that because the wife was talking about a TV show today that she's been seeing clips on, and she's like, "Let's watch it." And when I found out when it was made, I said, "I won't watch it."
And you know what? Either you watch it or you get
2011.
divorced.
You watch it or she leaves you.
Made in 2011, I won't watch it. If it's more than 5 years old, I won't watch the movie
That's such a
or a TV show.
fucking weird.
Oh, sorry, the
shit,
wife said
Mark.
it's a movie, 2016.
What's the name of the movie?
She'd have to tell me again. I cannot remember.
I
Oh.
thought you could remember
Oh.
everything
Oh,
you
dear
saw
God.
Yeah.
or heard.
Yeah,
Mark.
Mark.
You didn't
Alright.
read it.
Wow. I think you just don't give a shit. That's why you don't
Yeah,
remember.
it sounds like something you just don't care to retain.
No, I don't remember.
Butterfly.
You found out what fucking year it
it
was made. You found out what year it was made and you just didn't give a shit. You're like, I'm
Yeah, he's
gonna
just
forget
like,
this knowledge.
in one ear, out the other. I don't need to retain that. It has no value to me.
It's called Free State of Jones.
Free State of Thrones? What is
Free State of Jones.
it? Never heard of it.
Mike Jones?
Mike
No.
Jones?
Hold on. Let me give you the description of the movie. So yeah, it's called Free State of Jones. It was something that she told me that she's been seeing clips on.
Is it about Mars?
It is not about Mars.
So how did we get on this? We were just talking about Mars attacks.
I don't know. Well, no, because we were talking about the movies. You guys are making fun of me, and I said, "Well, yeah, if it's more than 5 years old, I'm gonna watch it." So it's actually Free State of Jones is a 2016 American historical war film inspired by the life of Newton Knight and his armed revolt against the Confederacy in Jones County, Mississippi.
And you wouldn't want to watch that. It sounds
That
interesting
pretty,
to me.
Pretty good, yeah.
It's 5 years old, more than 5 years old.
Who,
Oh,
who gives a fuck?
because the acting and
No,
the
dude.
and the
No.
graphics is horrible from there.
That is the dumbest fucking thing ever, dude.
No,
That is such a shit excuse.
Yeah. We get off topic a lot
we
in
do,
these
we do,
podcasts.
we do. Regardless, no matter, even if we prep, we'll still be off topic. This is how we do this quite a bit. Lame excuse. It's not an excuse. Listen,
Pathetic excuse.
it's not. It's absolutely not.
The
see
acting
that?
from
Even
5 years ago is
Hey,
so
you hear that, Mark?
outdated that I can't
Mark,
force
even
myself to watch it.
even your fucking moderator says that is a lame excuse.
And listen, if a movie's more than 5 years old, it's just not my forte. Just like TV shows, it's just no point.
And then if you ask him what the reasoning is behind why, it's I don't know, or the
Acting and the graphics.
and the graphics from 5 years ago. You're
Yeah.
playing video games that had graphics from longer than 5 years ago, and you can't say you're not.
do you
And
mean?
those
Yeah.
graphics seem to be just fine for you.
What video games that? Because they always update.
Hey, you're listening to CDs
No, yeah.
that weren't recorded as great as they were fucking today,
I don't
5
listen to
years ago,
CDs.
6 years ago.
I don't listen to CDs.
How are the lyrics
Oh.
from songs back in the 90s still relevant to you, but the acting and
Oh dear God, here we go with the music.
yeah, it's a
There's a
bullshit
difference
excuse.
between music and movies, gentlemen.
No, man.
There is.
There's
Guys, see,
your
this is where he makes no
logic is
sense. So,
highly flawed.
How
guys,
is
he'll listen to it.
Flawed, dude.
Guys, he will listen to a CD over and over
I
and
don't listen to
over again.
CDs.
Motherfucker, you told us you have.
No, I don't listen to CDs. I got Apple Music, Spotify.
Okay, sorry. He'll listen to the same songs over and over again, but he will only watch a movie more than once if it's not less than 5 years old.
No, I won't watch any movie more than once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. You non fucking making sense son of a bitch.
Right, Nucleus, say maybe we should try this. Listen, we're trying, Nucleus. We're trying. We talked about Atlantis. Atlantis is an interesting one, but Atlantis goes back to the simple fact of it's Greek. It's made of the Greek gods. That's where the Greek gods originated from.
Oh,
So
we're
it's
back on this
interesting.
topic again.
We're trying to bounce back because everybody's talking about the topic.
All right, let's talk about how the Egyptians had Wi-Fi.
Nucleus says, huh?
Hey, that was part of the fucking subjects last night
Last night?
when I listened to the podcast.
That was part of the the Wi-Fi and the power source for the pyramids. But yeah, no, the Los Atlantis, that's where some of the Greek gods came from. Is it? I might be wrong, maybe because I didn't research it, Nucleus, but I thought that's where the Greek gods were coming from. That's what I remember being told.
No, they came from the movie 300.
Oh dear God, Zach, really? Man, I feel like I need Nucleus to call into the show. I feel like Nucleus.
Nucleus, why don't you call into the show? Phone number's on the screen and lean into Mark a little bit because
Yeah,
I'm sick of being the only one doing it.
207-370-5852.
I feel like maybe
That number again is 207-370-5852. Be a part of the show.
Dear God. Oh man, listen, folks. It's interesting. This podcast is already. I knew it was going to go to shit before we even started. Maybe after he prepared. Yeah, listen, we were this whole preparedness thing came out before the show started. It kind of made me not get that right vibe in the show too, because we
Yes, Mark
Yeah,
literally
that's what I'm
almost
saying.
Mark.
I was leaning into him before the show because I want to prepare for the show. And he gave us these 7 topics that he wanted to talk about that we've only barely scratched the surface of one on. And then he started getting into this whole I can't read and I can't retain and
I never
comprehend
said I can't
bullshit.
read.
That's what
Never
he said.
no.
People, I swear to God, I wish I
never
recorded
said-
it.
I never said I can't read. I said I can't. Well, I did say I can't read and comprehend. I meant to say retain the information from reading.
So he doesn't want
Guys,
to.
Mark
he doesn't want to
almost-
prepare for the show, basically, and that's
Guys,
his
before the
reason for not doing
before the show even started, Mark almost threw in the towel and said, "No podcast this week." That's how mad he was getting. It was funny.
there was some major arguments happening before the podcast even started. And I kind of
I was just sitting here. I was just sitting here looking pretty, and then these two are going back and forth. I wish
I was
that should have
arguing.
been the
I was
fucking.
doing the arguing. It was
Gary,
See that
Gary playing
these
Aaron down there. He
these
was
guys over here. It should have been the fucking bromance video that Mark likes to put on me and Gary because that would have been fucking funny.
But I wasn't really saying much. I was letting Gary do his venting because there was quite a bit of smoke coming out of Gary's head for this one.
And there still is.
Yeah, matter of fact, his message for me earlier today, Gary's message was, hold on. Oh, where is it? Because there's all the screenshots. If we spend less than 30 to 40 minutes talking about this podcast, I'm flying out there to punch you in the neck and flying back home. That is exactly. Why do you keep going off the subject? Alexa, that is what happens with us. Everybody in the chat is telling me we need to read up on it. The problem is I can read up on it, but
he won't be able to retain or comprehend what he's reading.
Logistics. I will
Here
have.
we go again.
I will
Here
have
we go again.
videos on it.
Round 8, fight.
Dude,
No, I'll
seriously?
just have to watch some videos on it. What? You don't believe me that I can't read something and remember it?
All right. Pyramids. Who built them? Aliens or humans?
No, Alexa, I don't need someone to read to me. I can read. It's hard to explain. I'm better with like electronic shits than I am on studying on other shit. Maybe that's how I need to word it. I don't freaking know. What's up, Zach? I see you shaking your head over there.
Oh man, I agree with Gary.
Don't do that.
Don't
All right.
do-
So, anyways,
Yeah.
let's.
We'll talk about the pyramids and the Wi-Fi. Go for it.
Oh no, I figured that's what we were going to talk about. I don't know. Are we still on Atlantis, or we maybe?
I didn't have the pyramids and Wi-Fi. I was going to bring that up as an interesting fact that one of the theories out there was the pyramids were a power source that supplied power and also supplied Wi-Fi. It's just one of those things saying like, did all of this technology exist back then and disappear due to something happening, and now we're just relearning it again? Did they have?
I mean, dude,
back in the day,
the pyramids. There's no possible fucking way that human beings could bring 80-ton fucking rocks and stack them hundreds of feet in the air. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. It was either aliens or the fucking theory that Cat Williams said when he was smoking all that fucking dragon grass, saying that they had Wi-Fi and it was a fucking power plant. Like, I don't know.
Well, there's that, but there's another theory about the pyramids too, though. There's another theory that it was beetles.
Oh, that's the worst one yet.
No, like literally, it was these beetles that helped build the pyramids.
So they're aliens.
Beetles. Like
Beetles.
the bugs?
Like the bugs. And
I think it was.
listen, I only came across that theory because I ran out of podcasts to listen to when I was working. And I tuned into conspiracy theories on friggin' Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. And I was just listening to the people in there talk. And one of the things they were talking about were beetles helped build the pyramids. I'm more on the lines of aliens building the pyramids than I am on people. But again, Zach, you're talking about that. And that does go with part of the, what was it?
Because what else did Cat Williams say? He said that people were saying that slaves were stronger, but then he's like, no, they didn't eat as well as others. They fucking didn't get taken care of well as others. There's no fucking way they're strong enough to build that shit.
Right. Well, that goes with the Anunnaki and human origins. That one goes down to the extraterrestrial and the humans being slaves.
Mm-hmm.
The Anunnaki.
Yeah, Anunnaki. Yeah, the Anunnaki, like it was aliens. We were originally slaves to the aliens. So there's that theory as well. So if you look at that theory, then everybody was slaves back in the day, which we were. I mean, no matter what either route you go, every human was a slave, unless
Mm-hmm.
you're royalty. If you're royalty, you were golden. But if you were just, one of the poor people that fucking ate bread and drank water all day long, then you were a slave. So there's that one. That was, the Anunnaki, or however Gary pronounced it, in the human origin. See, I'm bad at pronouncing words. Oh, Nucleus saying they're
I know.
hybrids. Once again, he's going back to the Book of Enoch.
Yep. He's not wrong.
So they're fucking aliens. There's no fucking human being that could lift an 80-ton fucking rock
Okay,
and move it up a pyramid.
so if we go by the alien theory, would you suggest that humans are absolutely not evolved by apes, but yet we have been, we were aliens? We are
Adam and Eve were aliens. I guarantee it.
descendants of aliens.
Yeah, Adam and Eve were aliens.
All right, so Adam and Eve are aliens. And then if that's the case, if Adam and Eve are aliens, hold on. I'm sorry, can you two talk for a second? I just saw something in my kid's room I gotta go look at real quick.
Oh, there we go.
I know, I just saw something moving in there. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. His house is
It was
haunted.
a
He doesn't even know it.
Yeah, it was a ghost. Scientology.
His kids are up, and he's just like fucking around. He doesn't know what's going on. Kids are causing ruckus. He's just like, wait a minute.
I think he just. I think he just. He pushed the record button because he wants us to do our little bromance.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. This is gonna be another clip in 3 days of us with that little high pitched fucking squeaky voice.
Yeah, Mark, you have a small penis.
Micro.
Mark, you should be. Oh, welcome back.
Okay, in response to my wife, no, it was not the fan. Actually, I saw something moving white in the baby monitor. So listen, when we're doing this podcast, I have the baby monitor in front of me because my studio door shut, because obviously I don't want the kids waking up hearing me yelling or Gary yelling at me, all that fun jazz. So like I have a baby monitor in front of me. So you guys are talking. I look down the baby monitor and something white moved back and forth 3 times. The fan was not on, dear. The fan was not on.
It was a
Listen,
ghost.
shut up. Maybe I just turned on the fan because the fan was off.
Do you
The
have
fan
a?
was off.
Is that like a ring? Is it recorded?
No, really wish it was recorded. No, it's just on a little standard baby monitor here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like no, literally the fan was off and I saw some white and I had to go check. I'm like, oh, maybe it's one of the kids got up, go to the bathroom.
No, Butterfly was a ghost. Your house is haunted.
But my 2 boys are asleep. My 2 boys have passed out like rocks. So I don't know what it was.
It's a ghost.
Maybe. I mean, I do now see my youngest moving around, kicking his feet.
Yeah, we started the fan. Let's get the noise rustling around now.
Right. All right. So back on what we were talking about, the evolution, whether aliens, if we evolve from aliens, and then if you go back to your God and Jesus theory, or where it is, so if Adam and Eve was created by aliens, or they are aliens from another planet,
They were dropped off from Mars, man, to make the human or the species on Earth.
Alexa's saying, how do you know we're evolved by monkeys, Alexa? Maybe a form of humans was evolved by monkeys, but we're all humans formed by monkeys.
Because what were cavemen considered as? Were they considered as human apes?
Science says so. Do you always believe in science? See, that's the thing. Like, I question science.
Oh God, Vicky's in here.
I always question science. I don't know. I'm not a fan of believing that humans came from monkeys.
What do you think we came from?
Huh?
What do you
I
think?
believe in to think that maybe we either came from another life form, for like evolved like the space theory, another civilization, and eventually came from from outer space, and we evolved from there, or B, we what was my other theory? Fuck, I had it in my head, but now I forgot it.
Yes,
'Cause
that
it's
is
not
how
even-
humans became one.
Panspermia? You thinking about like aliens?
the aliens, or even maybe the Matrix. Maybe we're plugged into the system.
We need Keanu Reeves to ask him.
Listen, maybe we're plugged in the system, and what we're
So
seeing
you're
right now.
atheist now. So you don't
No.
believe in God.
No, maybe we're plugged into the system. How am I atheist if I'm questioning things?
Because, well, I mean, if you don't have belief in God or faith, then that would technically mean that you're
Not
atheist.
necessarily.
So you're
You
agnostic.
son of a bitch.
That would be agnostic. So agnostic is like believing in a something, but you don't know what it is, right?
There you go. Yeah,
So-
I want to say I'm atheist, but then you go look at the whole friggin'
Atheist.
the Matrix. I'm not atheist.
Agnostic is atheism.
Right? Whoever's controlling my life. Listen, Alexa, listen, there is the Matrix theory. When we die, do we wake up somewhere else?
No, I think we're all not even alive right now. I think it's just a dream. We're all dreaming.
You think it's
We're
all?
gonna wake up.
Do you not think that?
Yeah.
Listen, Elon Musk is making this friggin' device, right, that hooks up to your brain and can put you anywhere.
Neuralink.
They're talking about Neuralink going to prisoners, like for people who commit bad crimes, and make it happen to them and make them relive it over and over and over again as part of the sentence.
I don't know
That's
if
fucked
that's how
up.
Neuralink works.
I mean, just saying. And then you put Neuralink in. Maybe we're already hooked up to Neuralink. Maybe we're already hooked up to this Neuralink thing, and that's what we're living. And because of what's happened between what we're seeing right now with Donald Trump or with Elon Musk, maybe that's a break in the system, and that's why shit's going haywire.
I think Elon Musk just needs to get his ass knocked out by Mark Zuckerberg and call it a day.
Elon would take Zuck easy.
So we had that conversation. I thought you were going for Mark Zuckerberg at one point. You finally, I thought you
Me?
finally said that Mark Zuckerberg would win the fight.
So that was because I didn't know Elon Musk had a background in martial arts. But then I found out he's got a
Uh-huh.
background in martial arts.
I thought Zuckerberg did too.
Yeah, but Elon is much bigger, much heavier, smarter.
But does size really matter when it comes to a fight?
Yes, that's why they have weight
Not really.
classes in
Nah,
fights.
not really. Not really.
Absolutely. That's why they
I
have
used to do,
weight
dude. I used to do
classes
it.
in fights.
Dude, I used to do MMA, dude, and fucking. There's guys that were way bigger than me in my weight class just because they're more stockier, and I still whip their ass.
Yes, that's fine. But if weight and size didn't matter, they wouldn't have weight classes.
I mean, no, I
They
get
would.
what you're saying.
They
I get what you're
have-
saying because if
Yeah.
a dude is like 50 pounds heavier than another dude, the guy that's 50 pounds heavier is gonna have a lot stronger fucking punch than the guy
If
that's
you get
lighter.
two professionals or two people with a background in something and you put them in a ring, the odds of the smaller guy winning are much less unless that guy is like some sort of
See,
fiend.
the thing is, the smaller guy would be able to strike faster, move faster. He just won't have a stronger punch as the heavier guy.
All the heavy guy needs to do is find a way to get him on the floor and submit him. It's just like, even like Elon was saying, he could just pull the walrus move and just put his fat ass on him.
That's true.
Like, unless
That's true.
Zuckerberg is like insanely strong, and I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying it would be just a lay down, and I'm not saying that walrus move would even work. But I got Musk.
That's true.
Gotcha. So what were we?
Yeah. So
Gary, we were
back to your atheism.
It's not atheism. It's not atheism. It's just throwing out different questions that make you question a lot of shit. Because it does, like, truly, like, I don't know, like, I don't get some of the things. Like, if there was a God, then why
Yeah.
does pain exist?
Why
I
does
mean,
pain
honestly, when I-
exist?
If
Dude,
all right,
hon-
but like lost of life. If there was a God, why is there loss of life?
What makes you
Dude,
think God
honestly-
is like this jolly, happy, friendly, peaceful type entity?
No, that's Santa Claus.
No, God is made out to love all,
He's
forgive
also
all.
very vengeful, right? And jealous.
Never heard
Yeah,
of it.
why does he get to say whether I go to heaven or hell?
Well, that's free will, right? We all have free will.
That's true. I hope when I die, I just stay on Earth and I can just haunt people. That'd be fun.
That's what I'm saying, man. If that's the case, I don't want to go up or down. I want to stay right in the center. I want to be that guy that's haunting people and ghost hunters are hunting me. That'd
But
be
then I don't want to be like, I don't want it to be like Beetlejuice where you think you can go out the front door and you just land in a fucking desert with giant worms chasing you.
You want to be
That
able to
would
move
suck.
about freely. You want to
That
be able to
would
move
that
about
would
it freely.
Yeah, you think that you can go somewhere else and you walk outside and you're just magically in a fucking desert. Like, oh shit.
All right. Genetic engineering is creating. I mean, so then there's the other ape theory because someone was saying how we evolved by apes. There's the aquatic ape hypothesis, or however they pronounce it. Well, not entirely non-scientific. The hip hop. Fuck, I'm so saying it wrong.
You're trying to.
The
Come
You've
on,
said this
apparition.
word dozens of times.
Come on, apparition. Come on.
hypothesis. Yeah, hypothesis. The way I'm going to pronounce it. I'm waiting for these two to be fucking smiling at me, laughing at me. All right, this hypothesis suggests that some of the human evolutionary adaptations can be attributed to a semi-aquatic phase in our ancestry. It's considered to be fringe and not widely accepted because it lacks direct fossil evidence, but it's less of a conspiracy and more of an alternative hypothesis within the evolutionary discussions. Aquatic apes. I don't even think I've ever heard of aquatic ape. This is the first time actually reading about that one.
You brought it up in a previous podcast.
I brought up aquatic apes in the previous podcast. Really? I know we talked about mermaids and shit.
That's
Mermaid's
the
not an
podcast where
ape,
you
though.
brought up the aquatic ape theory.
Really?
Because it was the first time I had ever heard of it. And it was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, Nucleus. Well, you wouldn't consider. I mean, mermaids and aquatic apes are going to be two different things. But yeah, thinking that there's life below the sea is questionable because that's where the not UFOs, but what are they? UAPs, USOs. Because we were talking about what earlier that the only 10% of the ocean's been actually people have actually discovered, and there's still 90% of the ocean that has not been discovered. So what is truly at the bottom of the ocean?
The
That is
Titanic.
questionable. That's heavily protected too, because not a lot of people can make it to the bottom of the Titanic, can they?
I don't know. That's the ones that imploded.
Damn, Zach.
They're alive still.
It's a billionaires club, huh?
Yeah, they're alive still.
Well, we talked about that, didn't we? That's how we got Sully a little messed up. Whether
really?
But yeah, whether or not they faked their death to
Interesting.
escape tax evasion or whatever.
Yeah, but they would
They
lose all
were,
their
right?
money too.
Not necessarily enough. They put them out in what is it, Swiss accounts or whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't
Jack
know
is
about
at the bottom of the ocean. Alexa says.
that. Yeah. Poor Jack.
I don't know, man. It's just, and then of course, the ones who truly only know, and I do believe in this one, that the global elites do have hidden knowledge, aka.
Hey, hold on, Mark. You know what? Hold on. Since she said Jack, I'm gonna tell you what pissed me off about that fucking movie. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna tell you what pissed me off about that fucking movie. Okay, when fucking Jack found that goddamn door floating in the ocean, there was room for two of them on there. He could have told her fat ass to move the fuck over and let me get on that door too. You know what? Stingy bitch.
That just probably got us banned. You pulled
No.
off major trigger words on that one, Zach. But no, man. Did he? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember when the boat was collapsing.
No, dude, like they found a door and they both tried to get on and it flipped over because they both tried to get on at the same fucking time. And then he just let her on it when he could have easily got on it too. They could have counteracted it and balanced each other on there and they could have been alive still.
Maybe the door just didn't balance like that. Maybe it couldn't because of the waves of the ocean.
There was no waves. The
That's
only waves there were
excuses,
from
like he doesn't know how to read and retain.
the only waves there were from the fucking people flapping in the water. That's the only waves there were.
No, the waves are also from the boat sinking. When the boat was
Well,
sinking,
this is after it sank though. This is the boat was already underwater at this point.
it was still going down, which is causing a ripple effect, which is causing upper wave motion.
Yeah, well, Jack should have used his head. He would have been alive still.
The wife was saying she thinks Jack was trying to swim it away. So maybe Jack was.
Lisa says we just can't stay on topic.
No, we can't. Even if we study, we're going to try it next week. I'm going to come up with a topic. I'll tell everybody in the next day or two about it, so everybody can research, including me. I'll find videos and I'll watch videos, and we'll try it, and I guarantee we'll fall off topic. Jack has decided not to get on it. It's a him problem.
Hey, you know what?
What? But like I was saying, though, if you really go down to it, we'll go to the Illuminati aspect of everything on what truly is about the human evolution. The theory about global elites and the hidden knowledge of some conspiracy theories suggest that the global elites or secret societies possess the hidden knowledge about human origins. That I do agree with.
Yeah, but how long has the Illuminati been like around?
For centuries. The Illuminati's been around for centuries. And then there's also the secret presidency book.
Yeah.
So you got that book, that quote unquote that we've been told about, that obviously is considered conspiracy theories, that secret book that every president gets to read.
Yeah, I brought that up to your attention.
You did. So that one's interesting. But then again, you've got Gary's theory that a president is just strictly a puppet. As soon as they become a president, they get rushed over to Camp David and get briefed for X amount of days on everything, and that's pretty much essentially the military.
No, yeah.
What you're gonna do.
The president doesn't tell the military what to do. The military tells the fucking president what to do.
All right, hold on. I gotta look up this Eisenhower paper because Nugula says, or the no so secret Eisenhower papers.
So how do we know if we're real or not? Alexa says.
So how do we know if we're real or not? That's a damn good question. I guess
we may wake up. We may wake up from a dream, and we're still in like the 1940s or 50s or fucking 20s. And we're gonna be like, wow, we just saw some century shit.
It really is true because if you think of it, the archives. Are you talking about Dwight Eisenhower? He wrote the contract with aliens. Ooh, see, look, Zach, we're gonna have to look at that. Gary might like that one. Eisenhower papers. What if the dream is real and reality isn't? Damn, Alexa's going deep over there. I mean, listen, man, everything's questionable in life. It really is. Is God and Jesus a good thing? Yes, it builds faith. Faith is good for no matter what, because faith is what guides us through life. If you really go down to boil down to everything, faith is what guides us through life. Faith is what helps keep people push through every day.
But hey, you know another thing? Was Jesus really real? Because we don't say, oh my Jesus, we say, oh my God.
Touche. No, listen, I questioned at the beginning of the podcast. Remember I said, like, how do we know everything about Jesus is legit? Because there is no legitimate writings around the era of Jesus. It was after everything happened with Jesus that, oh shit, I'd have to go back and find it, that someone started writing about Jesus. Stand by. So it's a New Testament, Saul and Taurus, a person who write about Jesus. It was a guy named Paul's writings are dated back to the first century, roughly between 50 and 60 AD, making them the older than the gospel. So it was 50 to 60 years after the death of Jesus that someone started writing about him. Y'all got me questioning everything. Listen, Alexa, you should be questioning everything. In my opinion, you should be. And there's a lot of stuff to question. I mean, you got to think, people started questioning the whole scenario about the Matrix theory ever since the Matrix movie. Like that's, I think, when all the conspiracy theories about Matrix came out. And there's been some stuff that's correlated to the Matrix. What about the video there of the birds frozen in time in the air? That one's been around on TikTok, stuff like that. The airplane, people literally are driving, the airplane's not moving. The airplane's just there midair.
Parallax.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that. It's fucking weird.
Parallax theory.
Yeah, so I mean,
hey, speaking of airplanes, did you know they found Amelia Earhart's airplane?
Yeah. I remember that's in that friggin' kid's song there for everything that's happened so far in 2024. I love that. Every month that kid comes out with a new video. It's pretty good. But no, the Matrix theory is a really cool, interesting theory on how we are. But yeah, I'll look into the Dwight David Eisenhower papers. Gary, but you missed when you walked away. The Eisenhower papers is the guy who wrote a contract with the aliens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Alexa says, was it within 5 years? Yes, it was within 5 years. God, I've got another person that's going to be coming to our podcast giving me shit about the whole 5-year rule.
Thank you, Alexa.
Dear God.
That's one of my people too.
Nice.
I'm just saying, y'all, it's just something that I've got going. It's just something. It's a thing. It's just like the thing with me with my food or with my drinks. I have that thing. Like if my drink is unattended and I'm not near my drink, I walk away for, we'll say 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I go back. I have to go wash that cup out and get a new one. It's weird.
I think you're just a fucking germaphobe.
No, not really. How would I be a germaphobe?
Are you one of those people, if you still drank today, if you say had to go outside, make a puffy puff, you put a napkin over your beer?
No. But I don't drink beer. And I don't put anything over my straw or nothing, no. So yeah, I'll have to look into this guy, US UK, as well as papers from Eisenhower Presidential Library now for the first time. I'll have to look into all that one. The Area 51, I still say is hiding fucking alien shit, even though Sully's arguing with us and they're saying it doesn't. I'll make it easier for you, Mark. Rogan even talked about it. Did he? All right, you got me looking.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to watch another fucking 3-hour goddamn podcast talking about fucking one topic that we have to wait to find out about. Nah. Nah.
Listen, gentlemen,
I agree with Zach.
I've heard your damn vocals. I heard your shit. This week, I will text both of you on what we'll be talking about.
You better do it on fucking Friday.
I'm going to send it to you next 2 days.
All right, that works too.
Next 2
But
days.
you know what? But you know what? I'm gonna, when it comes to the podcast, I'm gonna make the excuse up. I read about it, but I forgot what I read.
That's fine, because then we can just bullshit.
No, we can't do that.
Why can't we?
Because we have to give the audience what they want.
We can. We can talk about the most recent events and everything that's happened, all the weird fucking news, all the other weird shit that's happened throughout life.
Hey, let's talk about what else was on the Rogan podcast that was interesting. I don't remember. Cat Williams' voice is so annoying. And man, it's like this and like that.
Gary's so damn quiet now. I think all his bitches got him fucking lip sealed.
I've said my piece.
You said your piece.
Gary, what would you like to talk about?
It's not my podcast. This is Mark's show. We have 7. We've got a couple that we haven't touched upon. We've got this Lamora. We've got the Star Seeds. We've got the Global Elites.
We just talked about the global elites.
Okay, well, I had to go and attend to something. So,
yeah, you walked away from us.
Yep.
Did we talk about the Thoth?
I don't think so.
The ancient Egyptian mythology? Well, we kind of did.
What are the Mu? What's the Lemuria and Mu and Mu?
Where was that one? We're talking about what the telomeres? No, that's
telomeres. That's about the extending of the life that they were talking.
Oh, the Lemurian Muse is similar to the Atlantis theory. These are perpetrated lost continents whose inhabitants are sometimes claimed to have been part of human evolution story, either through the direct ancestry or by influencing early human societies. So they were similar to the Atlantis. They were just another society. Y'all can't stick to. We can't, Alexa. We can't. We have ADHD. Well, I have ADHD.
Oh, is that why you can't remember what you read?
Hold on, there's a squirrel. Okay, it's gone.
What?
What? Did you not catch that phrase, Zach? Did you not understand
No.
that? The chat got it, but you didn't get it, Zach?
No.
Really? Every kind. Where in America do we have a pyramid structure, though? Hey, JT says I got what he meant. Zach, you didn't get that reference.
No.
Yeah, it definitely went over Zach's head. I don't think America has that. Do we have a pyramid here in America?
In Vegas, the Luxor.
Yeah, okay, not man created recently, but like some that's been there for since BC, I guess, or AD.
No.
Not in America, in the Americas, like in Latin America, like the Maya, the Aztec, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was about to say the Mayan ruins. I've actually been to those before. It's fucking
Have
cool.
you really?
Yeah, when I went to Cancun in 2016, I went there. It was one of the excursions I went on. We got to go check out the Mayan ruins and shit.
The Mayans lied to us.
Did they though?
Did the world end?
Has shit been great since 2012?
They haven't. That is true. I mean, in my opinion, the Mayans lied to us though, because we're still here. We didn't have a big meteor shower to wipe us off, or did we? Did we die when the Mayans told us we were all dead, and now we're just living in this other realm?
Are we
There's
dead?
another
We just don't know it yet.
We don't know it yet. We're still living as if we would, but yet we're actually dead.
The internet, like that's the internet theory or whatever. Like when
Yeah,
like this simulation.
yeah. I mean,
Simulation is ended, but we don't know that it's ended.
exactly. And this whole AI thing, where AI is starting to take over from the research to now AI creating these incredible videos. Like, could this be the break in the system where eventually we're going to learn that we're dead?
What if
Or
the AI created an AI or like a matrix within the matrix?
what
And
if
we're
we're
like,
gonna be the slaves for the AI?
have you seen Rick and Morty when they create the multi like the different universes?
Okay.
Like Rick and Morty create a universe, and that universe is actually just a battery for like a car or some shit.
I'm about to get some shit on here.
Why?
I don't watch Rick and Morty. I don't watch cartoons.
Fucking hate you so
I
goddamn
mean, I
much.
mean, I mean, honestly, I don't either. The only time I watch cartoons is if my daughter's here and it's her cartoons.
Rick and Morty.
It's a
I know what the show is. I know what the show is. I've watched a couple episodes, but I don't watch it.
It's a cartoon. It's just
The
like
only cartoon the only cartoon I ever watched was South Park or Family Guy.
it's just like anime. Anime is a cartoon, or these motion pictures that people like to call movies, but it's actually a cartoon
So
because it's a
disappointed for
cartoon.
both of you.
It's not a movie. It's a cartoon.
I watched American Dad last night. Does that count?
It's a cartoon.
It's like Family Guy.
Back in the day, I used to love cartoons like The Simpsons, but I won't watch it anymore because it's a cartoon.
The Simpsons. Guys, who thinks the creator of Simpsons is a time traveler?
Right? I mean, he technically could be. A lot of the shit the Simpsons have said have come true. But on the theory that we were originally talking about, though, AI being slaves of the systems, like could have life ended when the Mayans said we are, and we're living now in this alternate universe? But that goes back to my theory as far as ghosts goes too, though. Are ghosts real? Or a
Yeah,
ghost?
they
But listen, they could be real, but are they ghosts? Or are they someone who's living in another dimension that's in a parallel universe, and we're just crossing past that person in the same spot that we're at? So in other words, where your house is at, whether or not where you're at right now in that parallel universe is another house and another family, or could you be living where there's a strip mall in that parallel universe? So when you're
true.
experiencing these paranormal quote unquote activities, is that just something to go with the parallel universe? Alexa, kind of what ghost means. Ghost is a deceased of the someone who's been deceased. Though the ghost is someone who's died, who's trapped. That they say who's trapped and cannot move on, who cannot cross over. My theory on that is, what if ghost ain't someone who has died, but we're living in a parallel universe. Whereas, for instance, like I was quoting the Zach's living there in his apartment, in his house, or in his apartment or whatever. But where he's sitting, we'll say there's a strip mall in that parallel universe. And when he experiences something like something misses, something falls, it's because something happened within like that strip mall or that grocery store or whatever. It's just another thought process. I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird, questionable shit.
Or the time that you were cleaning that one business and you heard a female voice right in front of you.
Exactly. That would be his dream. I don't know. All I know is my wife has left the last account, which means I got to bring an employee home here shortly. I believe.
Gary, you need to start talking, man. You're scaring me.
I think I've done enough talking for tonight.
You know what? That's ridiculous.
Oh man. All right, folks. I promise you, next week's podcast, we're gonna have a topic. I'm gonna let Zach and Gary know in the next 24 to 48 hours what that topic will be, so they'll know what it is. No more surprises. Do you gentlemen believe me?
Look at Gary.
Not for a fucking second, I don't.
We're gonna try to stick to it, Alexa. We're gonna try to stick to it. Gary, you got anything?
Nope.
Zach, do you got anything?
Always wipe front to back.
Those are Zach's favorite words. All right, y'all. Mark didn't have a plan. No, JT, I had a plan, but as they said, I didn't do enough research myself.
Andy didn't plug us in until right before the podcast, so none of us could do any research. That's why we didn't know what the hell we were talking about all night.
Kind of plugged you in before then.
No, you didn't.
A little bit.
You said to watch a fucking podcast and we're going to talk about it. And then you had 7 topics that were not related to the goddamn podcast.
Round 3, fight!
Prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. We're going to go let Gary cool off and do some studying for his real estate business he's starting up. We're going to let Zach go so he can meet up with his sugar mamas on the street. Here we go.
You've been listening to the Mark G Show. You may know them from their political commentary, but there's a lot more to the fellas than politics. And that's why we created this show. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But until then, make sure to reach out on social media. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok at The Mark G Show. And to email the show, it's on air at themarkgshow.com. Take care, and we'll see you next time on the Mark G Show.
Ohio State sucks!
Fuck you.